can I tell you a story that to this day I have no explanation for? I shared a room with my twin sister when we were kids. And growing up, my twin sister had night terrors. She would wake up everyone in the household in the middle of the night by screaming at the top of her lungs. It was very common. She did it all the time. So much so that it was not really an event when she did it. We were just annoyed at her screaming. So when we were about 12, I remember one night, we go to bed. I'm in my bed, she's in her bed. Lights are off, it's the middle of the night, everyone's asleep. And my twin sister starts to scream. We're talking about like a blood-curdling, like top of her lungs scream, not just whimpers, not just a scream, like someone's hurting her. That was the norm. And I should just say that every time we asked her why she was screaming, she said she didn't remember whether she had a bad dream, but there were never any details about what the dream was. So on this particular night, we're around 12, we've gone to bed, and I wake up to my twin sister screaming. I'm facing the wall. She's behind me. Now I turned around to do what I always did when my twin sister started screaming. I was going to tell her off, tell her, shut it, zip it, cut it out. When I turned around on that night, I saw a figure standing above her bed, looking down at her. And I was so terrified that I closed my eyes and closed my ears with my hands, and I started screaming too. We both were screaming at the same time. It was madness. My poor mother flew down that hallway, and I grew up in Africa, and during that time, it was quite dangerous. So my mother thought that there were intruders in the house. It's quite common to have people break into your home in certain areas of Africa during certain times. So she's running down the hall. She turns the lights on of our bedroom, and there's no one there. There's no one there. And when she asks what happened, I obviously say, I saw a man standing over Shazzy's bed. And then Shaz says, I saw a man standing over my bed. We both saw him. We have never seen him since, but we both saw him, and he was gone when my mother turned on the lights. And I have no way of explaining this. Let me know if you've experienced something similar or have heard of something like this.
Let's talk about something terrifying. If you're new here, hi. I usually talk about pretty scary stuff, and as many of you know, I have an email associated with this account where anyone who finds this page can send me their ghost stories. And let me tell you, I've gotten thousands of submissions. And when I say that these stories are some of the scariest that I've ever read, I truly mean that. Let's get into it. The person who sent me the story did not include whether or not they wanted to remain anonymous, so for obvious reasons, I'm going to keep them anonymous. Just to set the tone, the subject line of this entire email is my demonic experience. And just for context purposes, at the beginning of this email, this woman states that her father got really, really sick in 2020 and unfortunately passed away, which meant she stayed with her grandmother that following summer, mid-quarantine. That is an important piece of this whole story. About a week after her dad passed away, she was home alone trying to get some sleep, and right off the bat, she says that she had this overwhelming sense of someone watching her. And I feel like this wasn't the normal sensation of like, I feel someone watching me kind of thing, because she specifically states that she felt like she was getting in trouble or like somebody was mad at her. Now, this sensation was not going away, so she sits up and is staring at her closet door. And this is not just a normal closet door that is made of wood. She has one of the mirrored sliding closet doors. I will attach a photo now. So her doors look like this in her room. And as she's looking in this mirror, she can see someone standing on the other side of her bed. But when she looked over, there was no one there. So she just tries to go back to sleep. And as she's about to fall asleep, she hears her dad's voice in like a deep gargle say her name in the kitchen. So obviously, being super tired and not really understanding what's going on, she gets up and starts walking towards the kitchen. As she's walking through the hallway, she gets this overwhelming sense of nausea. And that's when the girl who sent me this kind of pauses in the hallway and trusts her gut and goes back into her room and locks the door. Crawls back in bed, starts scrolling on her phone to kind of calm herself down, and eventually she does fall asleep. But in her dream, she sees her dad in her dream, and he keeps repeating, "That is not me. That is not me," over and over and over. And by the time she wakes up, it is not only morning time, but the door that she locked before she crawled back in bed was unlocked and wide open. And the mirrored closet door was also open. And just a reminder, she's home alone. So she called her mom that morning and she left the same day. Now, all I'm going to say is this. I also have the sliding closet doors, minus the mirrors. If I ever wake up and they are open, I would also leave. But anyways, that's going to do it for me. Stay tuned for more ghost stories.
Hey guys, get ready for me while I tell you how me and my best friend nearly died. Trigger warning, this might scare some people. So it was really late and we was having a sleepover at my house and we decided to go out. Don't ask why. So we wanted to get scared because we had just watched this horror movie that absolutely terrified us. So we just felt like being in the mood to get scared. So we walked to this abandoned hospital down the road from me. And I didn't know why this hospital was abandoned, it just was. And like, ever since I moved into my house, it really like gave me weird feelings. So I've heard stories about this abandoned hospital and the stories like all different, but the main one was that the like doctors killed the patients, which is genuinely terrifying. Like they went mad or something and then they just killed all their patients, like what the hell. So obviously it was locked, but we tried everything to get it open and then we realised that there was like a brick that fell off of the building and it was like next to it, like next to the building. So I grabbed that and I wondered if like it would help us get in. And I broke the lock off with the brick. Big up Ruby. When we got in, I had this terrible gut feeling that something bad was going to happen to us. I'm not even joking. I didn't say anything, but I just felt the weirdest gut feeling. But we went in anyways because we still wanted to like see what was in there. I don't think you understand how quiet this place was. Like I could hear myself breathing. I could like hear it because there was no other sound. Okay guys, this is getting to the part where we nearly... As we walked further and further into the hospital, I saw a tall black figure standing in front of me. Not just any tall black figure, it was some skinny figure. Oh. Me and my friend thought we were seeing things because she saw the tall black figure as well, because I asked her, "Is that just me or can you see that?" And she said, "No, I can see that." We thought our mind was playing tricks on us because obviously we watched that horror movie and we were in an abandoned hospital, so obviously we thought our mind was just like playing up. But we walked closer towards it. We started sprinting, screaming, crying. We felt like as the hospital got longer, because as we walked to the back, we ran this way and this tall black figure was sprinting after us. But I felt like the hospital was getting so much longer. Like as we was running, it kept going. By the time we budged the doors open, this monster was already straight, like dead behind us. And then we just left the game. It was way too scary. Oh wait, did I not mention this was a Roblox game? Because it was.
The scariest thing happened to me last night. The only reason I'm kind of laughing about this is because I'm still in a state of shock. Okay, so it all started when me and my friends wanted to get McDonald's. So we go to this McDonald's and the line, we would have been waiting for 45 minutes. So I was like, no, we gotta go. Bad idea. But we were really hungry and we wanted food. So we decided to go to a McDonald's super far away, like totally opposite direction. So we're driving like 20 minutes to this McDonald's super far away. And I see a freaking black cat in the corner. And I look at my friend and I go, oh, I don't even think you know this part of the story, Sophia.
I don't.
So we were driving to this McDonald's and a black cat is like in the corner. And I turn to my friend, I'm like, that's like terrible luck. And we're like, whatever, we brush it off. Then we pull up to this McDonald's and we see these two really sketchy looking guys in the corner standing by a post. But I didn't think anything of it. Like it's 3 a.m, mind you. So I was like, whatever. So we get our food. First of all, the freaking ice cream machine, of course, wasn't working. The one thing I wanted, I was already in a bad mood, and we just wanted to pull over to like take a bite of, my friend wanted to take a bite of her food. So we pull into this little spot. And I'm not kidding, when one of the guys got into his car right next to us and started zooming up into his window and staring at us like this. And my friend goes, oh my God, he's staring at us. You need to move. So we drove to the middle of this parking lot that had like 300 spaces that were completely empty. It's 3 a.m. No one is out. I'm in the middle of this parking lot because we just want to eat our food for like 1 second. We were far away from the pass spot. And 2 seconds later, this man drives up to the spot right next to us. Right next to us in the middle of this empty parking lot. So I looked at my friend and I go, that's literally him. And I sped out of there like so fast. I've never driven faster. Started speeding down the roads. Thank God our other friends were in a car nearby also getting McDonald's. So they were able to like kind of help us. So we were going up and down the roads, making U-turns. And apparently the guy followed us and took 4 U-turns following us up and down the street, like literally following us, and I was speeding. And then my friend had my fries and he was like, oh, come to this parking lot to get the fries. And then the guy was pulling into that same parking lot, like magically following us. So then anyways, he keeps following us. I have 911 dialed. I was about to call the cops and my friend was like, there's nothing they're going to be able to do. So the people in the other car got in front of the guy and started driving super slowly to piss him off. So he ended up like getting lost and losing us. And I had to go back home, so I thought the guy was going to follow me home. And I'm home alone, so it was the most terrifying thing ever. I'm out of time, but if you're ever in that situation, I'm so sorry. It was the scariest thing ever.